G'day everyone and welcome back to Two Bacons in Boston. In today's UNESCO video we are visiting the monasteries of Daphni, Hosios, Loukas and Nea Moni of Chios. Now, although geographically distant from each other, all these three properties belong to the same topological series and share the same aesthetic characteristics. These three monasteries are outstanding examples of a type of construction characteristic of the middle period of Byzantine religious architecture. We visited all these three monasteries in October 2025. Welcome back to our followers and subscribers and those new to the channel. We are all about visiting UNESCO sites across the world. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, but also check out our other social pages on Facebook and Instagram, and also check out our very informative and comprehensive website all about UNESCO sites and pet travel. Please excuse my pronunciations, but the monastery of Hosios Loukas is named after Loukas the Strident made his home in 946 among the ruins of a temple dedicated to Demeter. The holy man died in 953. A work on his life mentions a primitive church dedicated to St. Barbara. In the latter half of the 10th century, construction on another church for pilgrims was begun. Topography of the vast polygonal enclosure of the monastery, which extends haphazardly on the east-west axis, still bears traces of successive additions and testifies to the enduring success of the cult to St. Luke of Hosios. The immense central volume of the dome, 9 metres in diameter, which rests on a drum piece with 16 windows, is supported on three sides by groin-vaulted bays. The burner and the apse define the crossing square plan of the church, which is one of the most perfect creations of Byzantine architecture. The church is filled with iconographic treasures of a magnitude and coherence rarely equalled. Its complex, compartmentalised plan is unified into a harmonious and luxurious whole by the rich decor of mosaics, frescoes and marble slabs. We visited the Monastery of Daphni the following day. This was located on the ancient sacred road from Athens to Eleusis, and it replaced a temple dedicated to Apollo Daphnius, which had been destroyed in 396 AD. In the 5th century, a basilica was built adjoining a wall that had been restored and completed under the reign of Justinian. It formed a square in centre at 97 metres on a side. A large part of the north wall, originally 8 metres high, currently survives. This first monastery, discovered through a series of archaeological remains, was abandoned during the Slav invasions in the 7th and 8th centuries. It was not until 1100, when the Byzantine Empire was at its apogee under Alexis I Comnenus, that it rose out of the ruins. The church was built at this time. It had a narthex, to which a 2-storey exonax was added a short time later. Other monastic buildings, such as the refectory, cells and a well, were built during the same building campaign. The church was surreptitiously decorated with mosaics portraying the domination of the Virgin Mary. In 1205, the monastery was sacked by the Frankish Crusaders. The monastery of Daphni was returned to Orthodox monks after Athens was taken by the Ottoman Sultan Mehmet II in 1458. Deconsecrated in 1821, the monastery has been undergoing restoration work since 1888. Catching a ferry from Athens to the Island of Chios, where we spent several days, gave us the opportunity to visit our final monastery, the Monastery of Nea Moni of Chios. The Monastery of Nea Moni of Chios is fully documented as it was linked to a major event in Byzantine history. Constantine the Gladiator, a nobleman living in exile, was told by 2 monks of Chios, Nicetas and John, that he would become emperor. When Constantine Monomachos married the twice-widowed 64-year-old empress Zoe back in 1042, thus becoming Basileus, he remembered the prediction. In 1045, he founded the monastery, choosing it as his site a valley on Chios on the slopes of Mount Athos, and bestowing it with possessions and privileges. The monastery's fairly rustic architectural design is carried over into the more primitive style of the mosaics, which have a slightly oriental flavour, far from the somewhat abstract humanism of the decor of Daphni and Hosios Loukas. The typical characters portrayed at Nea Moni of Chios offer the stimulating counterpoint of more nave art, a folk transcription of the great models of Constantinople. The monasteries of Daphni, Hosios Loukas and Nea Moni of Chios represent, with their admirable mosaics on a gold background, unique artistic achievements. On this basis, each one of these indisputable masterpieces of Byzantine art could have been included on the World Heritage List on its own merits. We hope you've enjoyed this short video of our visit to all these three monasteries back in October 2025. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you at our next UNESCO site very soon.